It's fascinating and a bit absurd how some K-pop fans are quick to cry mistreatment over the smallest things, often without considering the full context or even listening to what the idols themselves have to say. The K-pop industry is certainly complex, with real issues that deserve attention, but it seems that some fans are more interested in creating drama over trivial matters than actually advocating for their favorite idols. Let's break down some of the most ridiculous examples that have been circulating online and explore why these claims are not only unfounded, but also potentially harmful. Take, for instance, the outcry over idols not being the center of a thumbnail, or not being chosen as the ending fairy. It's almost comical how these things are blown out of proportion. Fans go on and on about how their bias is being sabotaged or disrespected because they didn't get the spotlight for a few seconds during a performance. But here's the thing. Being the ending fairy or the center of a thumbnail isn't the be-all and end-all of an idol's career. In fact, many idols probably breathe a sigh of relief when they're not chosen for these roles, considering the pressure to perform perfectly in those moments. Imagine being in the middle of an intense performance and then having to switch gears instantly to do some cute or cool pose for the camera. Not everyone enjoys that, and it's entirely possible that some idols would rather focus on the performance as a whole than worry about how they look in those few seconds. Then there's the issue of line distribution in songs. Fans love to scrutinize how many lines each member gets, often accusing the company or group leader of favoritism or mistreatment when their bias has fewer lines than others. But what these fans fail to understand is that line distribution isn't just about fairness. It's about what suits the song and the group's overall performance. Some idols may have fewer lines simply because their voice fits better in certain parts of the song, or because they personally requested fewer lines. In fact, there have been instances where idols have openly admitted that they prefer not to have too many lines because of the pressure that comes with it. For example, in the case of AKMU, there were fans who were upset that Soohyun often has more lines than her brother Chunhyuk. But here's the kicker. Chunhyuk, who writes and produces most of their music, has said multiple times that he deliberately gives more lines to Soohyun because he wants to showcase her vocal abilities. So it's not a case of her overshadowing him, it's a decision made by Chunhyuk himself to highlight his sister's strengths. This is a clear example of fans not understanding the dynamics within the group and jumping to conclusions based on their own biases. Another classic example is the so-called Mistreated idol who doesn't get as many solo variety show appearances or isn't pushed as the center in group activities. Some fans immediately assume that the company is sidelining their favorite member or trying to diminish their popularity. But have these fans ever considered that not every idol wants to be in the spotlight all the time? Some idols are naturally more introverted or prefer to focus on other aspects of their career, like songwriting or producing, rather than constantly being in front of the camera. There are even instances where idols themselves have admitted that they don't enjoy variety shows or that they get nervous in front of the camera, so they prefer to take a back seat. A prime example of this is with BTS's RM, who has often expressed that he prefers to work behind the scenes on music rather than being the center of attention in variety shows or other public appearances. Yet, despite his own preferences, some fans have accused the company of not promoting him enough or intentionally keeping him out of the spotlight. But RM is a perfect example of an idol who knows what he wants and is comfortable with his role within the group. It's not about mistreatment, it's about respecting his choices and understanding that he has his own reasons for staying out of the limelight sometimes. And let's not forget the obsession with idols' appearances. Fans will jump to the conclusion that an idol is being mistreated if they don't like their hairstyle, outfit, or makeup in a particular performance or photo shoot. It's as if they believe every style choice is a deliberate attempt by the company to make their bias look bad. But here's a reality check. Idols often have a say in their own styling, or they might be trying out a concept that aligns with the group's overall image. What one fan might see as an ugly outfit or a boring hairstyle could actually be something the idol loves or feels comfortable in. Take Giselle from aespa, for instance. Some fans have complained about her always having straight hair and assumed that the company is somehow restricting her styling options. But in reality, Giselle has stated that she prefers having straight hair. It's her personal choice. Similarly, there have been instances where fans accused companies of forcing female idols to wear revealing outfits, only for the idols to later reveal that they chose the outfits themselves and felt confident wearing them. It's a perfect example of fans projecting their own insecurities onto the idols, without considering the idol's own preferences and agency. The situation with Katsai's Daniela is another case in point. When fans saw her wearing micro shorts during a performance, they immediately assumed she was being mistreated and that the company was forcing her to wear something uncomfortable. However, Daniela herself has posted on social media wearing similar outfits long before her debut, indicating that she's comfortable with that style. It's a clear example of how fans can overreact based on their own assumptions rather than the reality of the situation. The tendency of fans to misinterpret idols' facial expressions is another issue. It's not uncommon to see fans analyzing every little frown or blink, convinced that it's a sign of deep-seated unhappiness or mistreatment. They'll create entire narratives based on a single moment, ignoring the fact that idols are human beings with complex emotions. Not every serious face means they're sad or angry. Sometimes they're just tired, focused, or simply not in the mood to smile for the camera. Yet, fans will take these moments out of context and turn them into evidence of mistreatment, spreading rumors and speculation that can cause unnecessary stress for the idols. And then there's the overreaction to idols working on their birthdays. Fans act as if it's some kind of injustice for an idol to be working on their special day, forgetting that most people around the world go to work or school on their birthdays. Being an idol is a job, and sometimes that job requires them to perform, attend events, or even do a live broadcast on their birthday. It's part of the gig, and many idols enjoy spending their birthday with fans. But instead of appreciating the effort idols put in to connect with their fans on these occasions, some fans only see it as further evidence of mistreatment. They fail to realize that idols might actually prefer to keep their birthday celebrations low-key, and that the public events are just a small part of their day. What's even more ironic is that the same fans who demand that idols rest and take care of their health are often the first to complain when those idols take a break, or disappear from the public eye for a while. They'll start trending hashtags like "Where is XYZ?" or accuse the company of hiding the idol away. It's a lose-lose situation. Idols can't win no matter what they do. If they work too hard, fans say they're being overworked. If they take a break, fans say they're being neglected. It's a never-ending cycle of unrealistic expectations that only adds to the pressure idols already face. It's also worth noting that this kind of fan behavior can have real consequences. Constantly spreading rumors about mistreatment, even when it's not true, can damage an idol's reputation and create unnecessary tension between the idols, their companies, and the fans. It can also distract from the real issues that do need attention, like actual cases of mistreatment or unfair treatment within the industry. When fans cry wolf over every little thing, it becomes harder to take their concerns seriously when there is a legitimate problem. So, what's the solution? For starters, fans need to take a step back and think critically before jumping to conclusions. Instead of assuming the worst, they should consider the possibility that there might be a reasonable explanation for whatever they're upset about. They should also trust that idols have more control over their lives than they might think, and that not every decision is a result of company interference or mistreatment. Most importantly, fans should focus on supporting their idols in positive ways, rather than creating drama and spreading negativity. In the end, it's all about perspective. Being a fan should be about enjoying the music, celebrating the talents of the idols, and supporting them in their careers. It's not about tearing them down or creating unnecessary stress over things that don't really matter. So next time you see something that doesn't sit right with you, take a moment to consider whether it's really worth getting upset about, or if it's just another case of much ado about nothing. What do you think? Are fans too quick to cry mistreatment, or do they have valid concerns? Let's have a conversation in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more K-pop discussions.